Hey, this is the week of November 17th, 2014. Expect a hefty dose of Scorpio energy this week as we find 4 planets stacking up in the sign, especially as the week progresses. We see the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, and Saturn all drifting along together. With Jupiter at roughly the same degrees of Leo, we can expect to see some action that comes from a squaring of these 2 planets. This occurs when planets are 90-degree angles to each other. In this case, Jupiter will square all of these 4 planets during the course of this week. While the fast-moving planets, Moon, Sun, and Mercury, may create little blips on our collective radar screens, it is the connection with Saturn where we may experience the most growth with Jupiter. As I've mentioned several times, it is when planets square that we experience the characteristics the planets represent. Think of Saturn as responsibility and being held accountable, sort of like your mother cleaning up your room. Whereas Jupiter tends to be auspicious and wildly inflated sometimes. When we look at this type of alignment with two fixed signs, Leo and Scorpio, we generally see some action that brings these concepts to light. Since each of us has a section of our lives where this will occur, it may be wise to learn exactly where this happens in your life. Fixed signs are those that are fairly immovable and stationary in their expression of opinions and options. This is a rock and a hard place kind of manifestation, if ever there was one. We may have no other option but doing the right thing. And the decision may be large and in our faces. That's even the most important part of it. Much of the outcome may be set in motion as Mars and Pluto joined forces in Capricorn and squared restless and unpredictable Uranus last week. With that type of revolutionary pressure building, we may witness the results of the elections in the United States. Now that the die has been cast, the hard work begins, as political promises stated by politicians must now bear fruit for those who brought them to power. While the public may expect to see radical change quickly coming, we may be in for a surprise as issues continue to be in flux. We may have some bitter pills to swallow in the wake of such an election where so many players changed and so many voices were raised, even though the election numbers were down very far. In the United States, we might see that our financial worries are far from over now that the tide has changed, and we may be faced with a situation where we are remiss about what has transpired. As the saying goes, be careful what you ask for. Of course, each of us will experience this in a different manner depending upon the coordinates of your individual birth date, place, and time. The astrology chart of the individual is unique, and it warrants your attention and represents who you are, so you can see where the action will take place in your own personal journey. It's amazingly accurate. Listen each Friday morning to Turning of the Wheel on Awakening Zone Radio at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Interesting guests, good topics. My last show will be on the last day of December, so my time is winding down. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and see where I land up in my next radio show. Write to me at chris@chrisflisher.com for a reading, or call me at 978-393-1036 for a reading. Visit my website, turningofthewheel.com, and stay tuned as the new year unfolds and we see brand new things coming our way. Television is the next hurdle to come, and you watch and see where we go with it. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.